Alright, it may have been a while, but I am now going to introduce myself again. My name is Joey. Last time I talked back was at the year 1996. I was minding my own business while getting groceries for me and my wife until I saw my friend Matt. He told me that the other day that he made a machine that would let you travel in the movies, more especially from movies from the 80s. So on Thursday night of that week, I went to his home telling him about the machine. But it turned out to be a malfunction as I was traveling to the horrifying version of the 80s movies I loved. Of course, the movies where I traveled to were, of course, Willow Top Gun, Dirty Dancing, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, The Karate Kid, Indiana Jones Trilogy, Batman, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, and The Return of Jedi, The Goonies, The Ghostbusters, and The Back to the Future. But now that it's 1999, and I am now 25 and have a son named Jeff. But as I was walking one day, I was knocked unconscious. When I woke up from being conscious, I found myself in the same basement where Matt let me travel to the 80s movies. "Well, I have seen that you're now awake," the person said. "Matt, is that you?" I yelled at the top of my lungs. "Why, yes, actually. You may wonder why you're here. I have brought you back the machine that could let you travel into any types of movies," Matt said very sinisterly. "I thought you were my friend, but you betrayed me," I yelled. "Oh, hush. Besides, I have some more movies to travel to. Besides, my father invented this machine back in 1980. Except it was 70s movies like Grease, Superman, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Monty Python, the Holy Grail, Rocky, Jaws, and the Star Wars A New Hope. They had turned out to be twisted versions of themselves, leading him to never use the invention again. That I found it in the basement, decided to get it up and running again, and use you as my lab rat when you're interested in the 80s movies," Matt said sincerely. "Well, now off to the movies, but you go, but it's the 90s movies," Matt continued sinisterly. He sent me to the disturbing versions of the 90s movies. The first movie was Men in Black. If the bad aliens were destroyed, the Men in Black took over the city. I saw the aliens causing a mayhem, but I didn't go there because I could get killed if I found a portal that would lead me to the next movie. Then it was Home Alone. I was in the house of the movie as Harry and Marv, the two wet bandits from the movie, killed Kevin and the main protagonist. "Oh gosh, he was just a kid," I said to myself. I edged forward towards the portal that led to the next movie. The next movie was Forrest Gump, starring Tom Hanks, but it was the scene where Forrest Gump and the soldiers were in the Vietnam War. Except for the Bubba Bumford dying in Forrest Gump, of course Lieutenant Dan dies too, I managed to survive and go to the portal that would lead me to the next movie. The next movie was Edward Scissorhands, starring Johnny Depp. But this one was odd because I would usually see Edward kill someone. Edward would never mean to kill someone. He was mistreated to the point until where he just had enough of it, I thought to myself. I continued to walk till Edward saw me and charged at me. Luckily, I escaped to the portal safely, and I ended up on the beach. I could be saving Private Ryan and starring Tom Hanks. I was wondering to myself if I was on the beach, and then I saw boats coming as I saw people serving in World War II, going to fight the steamboat Willie and his henchmen. There was a portal underneath my legs, and I fell through the portal. This time I was in the Matrix, as if that was a horrible glitch. Also, I've been overcome Agent Smith and his agents as they walked towards me. Luckily, I found a portal and ran through that portal in time, so I wouldn't become one of the agents of Smith's agents. The next movie I was in was Jurassic Park, and it looked like the power was out, and the carnivore dinosaurs had killed the employees that worked in Jurassic Park, and the herbivore dinosaurs. I stepped on the tree branch in accident, and a T-Rex sensed my appearance. He goes over to eat me, but nearly eats me as I barely escaped to the portal. I believed this world was the last world, as the world I traveled being Titanic. But it was out that already had hit the iceberg, and I was on one of the boats, but I didn't see any survivors, so I rolled the boat to explore. But I managed to get out of those movies as Matt's father, Chris, rescued me and had to send his own son to jail. Now I needed to get home to my wife and son, as I was tired of being in those nightmares. And that, my little pretties, are the movies from the 90s Disturbing, a creepypasta written by Mario and Sonic Fan. Mario and Sonic Fan, I want to thank you so much for the story. Now, I am going to get started with the story itself and what I actually liked about it. Now, first of all, I like to say that the whole story itself was actually really nice. That's what I have to say about the movie. The movies from the 70s and 80s were disturbing if they weren't bad enough, but man, I have to say, this one was pretty much one of the most disturbing ones I've ever seen. I have seen some other, creepy pastas that have gotten disturbing at times, but this one, I have to say, was actually a good one. In fact, it actually was really well done and made. That's something I can definitely say, was that I do appreciate was the good grammar, the sentence structuring, the storyline of how it went out. I like the concept itself to be rather nice. But I do have a theory prior to this, so I am going to be completely honest. I could definitely see, the person, going through this. This is kind of like Back to the Future or Doctor Who kind of thing. Because, this person's going through, looking over and seeing all the freakiest stuff going on. And, I could actually see this being the case if someone were to travel through that. Like, is someone going back through time? So it's actually pretty interesting to see this. Now, with that being said, though, I'm definitely going to have to say that the grammar was pretty good as well, but the sentence structuring just needs a little bit of work. Like, there were a few parts of the story that was a little difficult for me to read because I think they had, the lack of proper punctuation marks. So that was kind of why the story was a bit hard to read at times. But other than that, being the case, though, I could see this story being just really good and well done. Now, if you guys want to know where it is, it's on Google Docs. For those who want to know, it is on Google Docs, just letting you guys know. And it is a pretty good story, and if you guys want to narrate it, feel free to narrate it. But you might want to ask Mario and Sonic Fan because he has the link to the story, so yeah. With that being said, let me begin with what I liked about this story. Well, I actually found this story to be rather well done and made, and the grammar of it was absolutely amazing, and pretty well made at that. I definitely have to say, Mario and Sonic Fan, you did a pretty good job with this story. Now, I definitely have to say the grammatical errors, I think there was a few of them in the story, they just needed to be fixed, but other than that, the story was really well done and really well made. So that's a positive that I can definitely say what I really do like about the story. Now, the story itself, whatever I could say that the plot of it was pretty good, it was actually pretty freaky. With aliens, Jurassic Park, and etc. And oh my goodness, when they got to the Titanic, it's just, nothing really bad happened in that Titanic area, but, well, except for the Titanic hitting the iceberg and sank. But, other than that, the story was absolutely amazing and really well done. Although I could suggest, the sentence structure to be fixed up a bit, just so then that way it's a little bit more easier to read. But other than that, the story was just flat out amazing. Now, I do appreciate was that it's actually believable and it is very well made. So I definitely have to say, this movie actually did pretty good at that point. So I definitely have to say, I wonder what's going to be next. Are movies from the early 2000s disturbing? That might be an interesting idea or something like that, which I could probably possibly see it being the case, but yet again, I really don't know because, I just don't know if it's going to be the case, but, this movie, this story was good. I definitely have to say that, Mario and Sonic Fan, you did a pretty good job with the story. I really would appreciate if you, continue on writing more stories because I would really like to see more of your stories in the future. So that's definitely a positive that I could definitely say that I really enjoyed. Alright, I guess I'm gonna wrap up this review because there's not really much else I can say right now at this point because, well, I said about what I liked about it and what could have been fixed up a little bit. But other than that, the story was pretty good. Now, okay, now I'm gonna say, like I'm gonna say right now, this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regards to these creepypastas, and this is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of this story would have to be a 10 out of 10. Great story, great everything. There was a lot of great concept to it. I really do appreciate the good grammar and stuff. And I definitely have to say that the story was actually really believable, but also very freaky at the same time. Now, the one thing I could definitely say that needs to be fixed up is just the sentence structure, just a little bit. So then that way we get the proper punctuation marks in it. But other than that, the story was excellent. I definitely have to say it gets an A+. It's a really good story. If I was a teacher right now, I give you double A pluses, or triple even. Alright. Anyways, what did you all think about this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this story a lot better. Leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you're brand new here to this channel, be sure to like, comment, subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to my upload so then you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm out of here. And I will be catching you all in the next video. So peace out, and as always, roll the outro because I'm out.